The Nara capital in 8th century. In 710, the emperor at that time established capital here. And he built the Todai. You can see the big roof in front. That is a roof building of Buddha. We are going to that building, but it's huge. And the golden thing on the top of the roof, that is a Todaiji temple of the Buddha home.
All the building was built here in the middle of 8th century. And then in 12th century, there was a big fire here and burned down everything. And at that time, they reconstructed the Buddhist temple, hall, and this gate. And this gate survived all the fire after that.
Well, a lot of deer wanted to get some food. And they sell crackers that the deer can have. And they all stage themselves for food.
Unke was the leader, and Tanke was his follower. Kaike was his follower, and those two people became was a leader of the project. And because it's very huge, so what they did was, first of all, they made a big wooden block with 3,000 small blocks. So each one has a 3,000 small blocks, and they made a big block, and they carved. And after they finished almost, not completed, but almost finished, they disassemble everything and carried here. Then assemble here again and finished here. So this is really new style, because before that, they could make that just on the size of the tree. But using this technique, they could make the bigger statue, wooden statue. Okay, please come where you see the flower. Okay, so now I'll explain. So in front of you, you can see the hall for the Buddhist big image of Buddha. And this building is the third generation. The first one was built, of course, at the beginning, in the middle of 8th century. And then after the big fire in 12th century, they reconstructed together with that gate we saw. And the gate survived everything after that, but this gate, this building again burned down in the fire in 16th century. So after a while, like more than 100 years, the Buddha was here, but without any building, so it's outside. And finally, they built this building. But unfortunately, of course, the money was not enough, but not only that one, but also they couldn't find the trees big enough to build the temple, because already all the big trees were used in this area. So they had to make it smaller. The height is about the same, but the length, it is only the 2/3 of the original one. The first one, the second one was longer. Right. Always have a torii gate. We saw the 2 pillars and 2 beams. Always, if you see that gate, always that is Shinto. If not, sometimes Shinto shrine without torii gate, but mostly have torii gate. Okay, so now I give you the tickets, and would you please show the ticket? It was made in 8th century at the beginning, and still there. It's a lantern, bronze lanterns. And there are 3 doors on the ground level, a little bit upper, and in the middle, up the middle, there is another window. And when they have the very special ritual, they open that door. And if they open that door, you can see the face of the Buddha. Buddha is not gold, it's just shiny because of the light. So anytime when you see the Buddhist statue, any deity of the Buddhist deities, if the hands like this, it means don't be afraid. Please, your wish come true. And always, but usually the big Buddha, there are the 2 Kannon deities sitting. And first of all, to save the people, those 2 Kannon deities, they're followers of the Buddha, come out to the people. So Kannon deities, because it's kind of the represent of the prince at the time of the prince of the Buddha. So it's very gorgeous, but the Buddha itself is not the gorgeous, just a cloth wrapping the body. That's all. And the lower part, the petal, the Buddha sits on a lotus flower. Lotus flower is a symbol of purity because usually lotus flower are in the pond, rather muddy pond. But when it comes up, it's very pretty and clean. So it's a symbol of purity. You can see some pagodas because at the beginning they built the pagodas too. And the next, there's another one that is a model of the one which was reconstructed in 12th century. So that this one and the left one and the middle one is about the same length and width. But the third one is a model of this building. So you will find how smaller than the first two, this one is. And then walk around and that direction, around that direction behind this Buddha, there is a pillar with a hole in the bottom. Nobody knows why there's a hole. Some say that hole should be the upper part to make the tongue and groove, but it was not the correct side. So they decided upside down and made a new one. So just they left the hole. Some is the one reason, and I think it really seems correct. But anyway, there's no document about the hole. But now people think if you can through the hole, you'll get the happiness or the good luck.
So we have this guardian overlooking the hole that people are trying to get through, and they're making it.
You did it, Nara. Good job.
Ooh. A bigger person. Maybe not.
Good job. Good job.
Victory. Now there's the size that makes it. You know, there's enough breeze to keep the earrings swinging. So, Deb, you say he's got his grumpy on. And he could be grumpy of the seven dwarfs. See the gold?
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, this is what we saw on the top of this roof.
Oh.
It's a protector of the
I thought it was
building.
a slipper.
No, building for from
that
the
the Buddha
fire.
was.
It's a kind of the amulet. It's a
Okay.
charm for this building. It represents the imaginary shark in the water.
Yeah.
It comes up from the water, splash the water. So they think it's a protector, guardian.
I like it. Thank you.
You're
So, Coach, is this a happy face with unhappy eyebrows, or just an angry, mean son of a gun? Looks like an angry, mean son of a gun.
They're related.
And the back side of the Buddha. You know, even at the Buddha temple, at the exit, there is a souvenir area.
This Shinto shrine is now famous for the lanterns. Along the approach, there's a lot of stone lanterns. Some of them are very old, covered with moss. And if you see the back side, there are the names of the donators. So the people donated money to build those stone lanterns. So this paper, through the year, anytime at the Shinto shrine, people write. People offer some money and write their name and wish, and they put around the stone lantern on that day. And the left side, before going to the Shinto shrine and the Buddhist temple, there's a place to wash your hand and rinse your mouth. So this is the tradition of Shinto shrine. And here, because the deer is the messenger of the deity of this Shinto shrine, so there are many statues of the deer. 3,000 lanterns, including stones and metals, like other Shinto shrine. But that torii gate was burnt together with the old Buddhist temples in 12th century. So after the fire, they decided to build this style. So it's with corridor and a gate, big gate, instead of torii gate. Fortunately, survived all the fire after that. Doors and pillars. This place is really pretty to see. To the right. We turn to the right. Uh-oh.
Bamboo forests.
Yes, all those trees on the right side, they are bamboo. Into English, decided to use the word temple for Buddhist church and shrine for Shinto church. I suppose maybe he or she wanted to distinguish the religion because both religions are practiced by most of Japanese. So we practice both Shinto and Buddhism. And actually, even if I say the temple or the shrine, basically, this is the place to play.
Pray.
Pray, sorry. Not a play, but a pray, sorry. We think everywhere in the nature there are spirits of the deities. We say in Shinto, we say there are 8 million Shinto deities. Of course, 8 million means something like it means a lot of. But Japanese people from the ancient time, when they felt something very spiritual thing, they thought there was a spirit of the deity.
Well, this is the Skyway. Yeah, there's a long Skyway. There's a little bit of a light show going on here. Well, that's kind of cool. I would think so. Pulsating lights. Well, there's that tower. Yeah. Yeah, we're above their dining area. We're right at it.
Yeah. Talk about hazy, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we got a light show going on. And it shows different degrees of cherry blossoms. Right now this is pretty pink. It's a nice show. Does Japan have the Olympics? Well, we got up close and personal to the light show, and you know what? It's not coming out as good as we had hoped it would. But we're here. Another good day in Kyoto.